You're watching the Bitcoin.com weekly news show. My name is Corbin Fraser. Today is July 10th, 2020. We're going to cover off all of the latest and greatest in the Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash news. We've got 5 amazing stories to kind of cover off here, and we'll start from the top here. We've got Kanye West, Brock Pierce to take on Trump in the 2020 elections. Number 2, we've got prediction markets say Trump wins the 2020 election. Following that, we've got the IRS is requesting information about privacy coins. Coinbase is also eyeing a US stock market listing. And the big one here, stablecoin Tether is now on Bitcoin Cash. So let's go from the top of the list here. Brock Pierce and Kanye West announced presidential candidacies. So Kanye first promised at the 2015 MTV Music Awards that he would run for president in 2020.
I have decided in 2020 to run for president.
Well, he kept his word, joining cryptocurrency entrepreneur Brock Pierce with an official announcement on July 4th, Independence Day, that they would be running for president. Pierce, once a child actor who starred in the classic Disney film Mighty Ducks, is now an advocate of technology and cryptocurrency, and he wholeheartedly believes entrepreneurs are essential to rebuilding this nation. In the cryptocurrency space, he is known for his involvement in the Bitcoin Foundation, being a co-founder of the EOS Alliance, Block.one, Blockchain Capital, Tether, as well as Mastercoin. In Pierce's 2020 presidential candidacy announcement video, he explains that he understands what it takes to build a business from the ground up, and that America needs to embrace a future filled with technological advancements. You can check out that video in the show notes below. I'm sure we'll have a little overlay of him walking very serenely in some tropical territory of the US. I think it's Puerto Rico. Let's go with that. Brock's an interesting character. Excited to see how that pans out. And I think more so than that, Kanye, for those who don't know, Kanye is a big fan of Bitcoin. So we've got two potential president candidates that are both woke in the whole Bitcoin world. So I'm pretty excited to see how that pans out. There's some interesting theories going around as to what Kanye's motivation is here, whether this is a kind of a split the left situation. Maybe he's actually going all the way. We'll see how it goes. I'm not American. I can't vote, but if I could, I don't know. It's a tough call. It's a tough call. It'd be a coin toss at this point. I mean, I'm not an anti-Trumper, but I'm also, I like Kanye's music. Whether that means he can run a country, I don't know. Interesting things ahead. So be sure to follow more on that. Subscribe. We'll probably have some more announcements on who sticks it out all the way to the end. And make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon and all that stuff. Next up, going off a little bit more on the election cycle, prediction markets are saying Trump is going to win the 2020 election. So while both Brock and Kanye have their work cut out for them, I think what we're seeing here is that Trump is still, according to these prediction markets, set to win the election in 123 days. Also sometimes known as betting markets, prediction markets are platforms where users can create a bet or prediction. And if necessary, it will go to an arbitration stage. By looking at the trading prices, it can also indicate what the crowd thinks the odds of the event occurring are. Currently, markets for questions such as will Donald Trump be reelected president of the United States can be seen on predictions.global. You can visit that website in the show notes below and see what the latest stats are. There's quite a few other prediction markets out there. We've seen also some on the blockchain, including the cryptocurrency called Augur. Lots of exciting things I'm sure we'll see out of the election cycle coming up, but stay tuned here. I'm sure we'll have more updates on all of this fun excitement in terms of who's going to rule the nation. All right. Next off, we've got IRS requesting information about privacy coins. The United States Tax Agency has published a request for information on privacy-centric cryptocurrencies. The request was made to industry partners in regards to crypto assets that leverage privacy techniques and protocols that hide transaction data. The privacy-centric crypto tokens mentioned include Monero, Zcash, Dash, Grin, Komodo, Verge, Horizon, and coins that have integrated the Schnorr signature algorithm such as Bitcoin Cash. This story is kind of one of those ones where it does make you wonder. We're seeing a lot more clampdowns coming in from different tax revenue agencies across the world. The IRS being the one with the strongest hand and the longest arm. I think, with the cryptocurrency industry being in its infant stages still, despite being only, being around for about 10 or 11 years now, I think we're really going to start seeing more of this. This is the new trend. This is where blockchain, if you aren't on a private blockchain, you are exposing yourself to IRS and to tax agencies. The blockchain is public, so when you send $5 to your friend or you pay for an item using cryptocurrency, if that address is tied back to your name or tied back to your person, there's a chance that someone might come knocking on your door. I always recommend, trying to keep good tax records in the off chance that you do get that awful knock on the door that says, hey, we'd like to see your entire trading records, or we'd like to see where you spent this money and how you acquired it. When it comes to staying out of trouble, being a diligent bookkeeper does help your personal situation. But of course, despite that, there are some benefits to some of these private cryptocurrencies, such as Monero, such as even Bitcoin Cash with Cash Shuffle or Cash Fusion. That's the main one that I may or may not have used once upon a time in my life. It's an interesting concept of being able to take a public, pseudonymous blockchain and being able to obfuscate it with a lot of these, fused transactions with CoinJoin and shuffled transactions that bounce around through different Tor nodes and make it very difficult for prying eyes to peek in on. I think we're going to see more technological development into that space as we're seeing more and more of these different cryptocurrencies add privacy features. I think it's going to come down to which ones are the most cost effective, which ones can maintain your privacy while keeping those fees low in order for you to actually use the cryptocurrency. And right now, at the moment, my bet's on Bitcoin Cash, since it's kind of an opt-in privacy feature, whereas a lot of these ones that have privacy baked into the core, those ones do seem to be getting targeted a little bit more by some of these really, the heavy-handed IRS folks and the heavy-handed, whoever, tax agency. So take a look into Cash Shuffle, take a look into Cash Fusion. I think there's some interesting things going on in the privacy world within cryptocurrencies, and I think the ones who don't get caught will probably be the ones who have the most privacy. So do your best to keep books and keep safe. Next up, we've got Coinbase is eyeing a U.S. stock market listing. This one's pretty cool. I'm pretty excited about this. Coinbase gets a lot of flack from some parts of the Bitcoin community. But you know what? They're without a doubt one of the most professional, one of the most easy to use cryptocurrency exchanges out there today. This is the default one that most people send users to in order to say, hey, go try out some Bitcoin. It's an easy way to start buying some. It's an easy way to, integrate cryptocurrency into your life. So it's being reported that Coinbase is planning a U.S. stock market listing for later this year or early 2021. If successful, Coinbase could become the first major American cryptocurrency exchange to go public. Instead of an IPO where new shares are created, Coinbase is considering a direct stock market listing where no new shares are created and only existing outstanding shares are sold. This would eliminate the risk of diluting ownership for existing shareholders. So this is pretty exciting. Let me know what you think about Coinbase going public. Leave some comments. Are they going to moon? Are we going to see some Wall Street bets going on that, or what's the world going to say about cryptocurrency from the traditional stocks and investments kind of people that live in the world of stocks? Next up, we've got stablecoin Tether is now circulating on the Bitcoin Cash network. Pretty exciting news, guys. This one's the big announcement, in my opinion. Tether's been promising that they'll be coming to Bitcoin Cash very soon for quite a while. And just recently, it was spotted on the blockchain, a minting of 6 million Tether on Bitcoin Cash. So the most popular stablecoin Tether, USDT, has officially minted been minted on the Bitcoin Cash blockchain via the Simple Ledger protocol. Now, for those of you who don't know, SLP or Simple Ledger protocol is kind of like the token system on Bitcoin Cash. This is the equivalent of like an ERC20 token that's minted on Ethereum. So Tether, for those of you who don't know, is the king of stablecoins in the cryptocurrency ecosystem. And according to markets.bitcoin.com, there are more than 9.6 billion Tether in existence, making it the third largest cryptocurrency by market cap. In a recent thread on RBTC, it was shown that Tether burned 6 million Tether in BTC and printed 6 million on BCH. So it's theorized that Tether will continue to move more assets to BCH due to its low fees. This is kind of an interesting proposition, I think, for any of these stablecoins. The stablecoin is only as good as the network that it's built on top of. And what we've seen is Tether originally started on BTC using the Omni layer. Fees on BTC skyrocketed, which meant Tether, the company, was basically burning fees anytime that they were sending Tether. It was very expensive to move a stablecoin, which is kind of difficult for a company that's supposed to be just making cryptocurrency and fiat a little bit more easy to use within this whole cryptocurrency market. So naturally, they moved to a cheaper chain, Ethereum. So they launched an ERC20 token on Ethereum, which for a while had some lower fees. Unfortunately, just like BTC, Ethereum has been having some scaling issues. They are hoping to rectify that with ETH 2.0, but that's been in talks for years and nobody really knows when that's happening. So for the time being, Ethereum fees are still fairly high, and that too makes it difficult for Tether to operate on Ethereum. Now, they've also launched some Tether on a few other cryptocurrencies, but I think the one that excites me the most, and I think the whole crypto community is kind of watching this with interest, is the fact that they're now trying out Bitcoin Cash. Now, Bitcoin Cash tokens are the cheapest in the industry. They're less than a penny to send. We're talking like very, very, very cheap to create tokens, very, very cheap to send the tokens, making it a great protocol for a stablecoin to be built on top of. Now, we're actually seeing some innovation as well in the Bitcoin Cash space with the use of stablecoins, not just as a mechanism to enter and escape the volatility, but for users to actually use the stablecoin in real life. Developers such as Vin Armani have been in Saipan, and they've been working with local merchants to create a closed loop system that allows merchants to accept cryptocurrency without any of the volatility. So simply they're accepting USDT. And with Vin Armani's postage protocol, this means that you can actually also send Tether without gas. Now that's something that's never been done on any stablecoin. So the majority of these stablecoins, you need to send some additional dust in order to send the Tether that's tied to the blockchain to the main protocol. So for Ethereum, for instance, you do have to pay in gas, and that's what costs the fees. With BTC, it's the same thing. You have to send some BTC with the Tether, and again, fairly high fees there as well. We saw back in 2017 fees skyrocketing up to $50 per transaction. Very high, not very convenient for a stablecoin or for anyone actually using it. But with Bitcoin Cash, you can actually use these stablecoins and you can spend them. You can not just tuck them away as you're escaping the volatility to re-enter the market later on. This is a new form of utility for stablecoins, and whether or not that's against the whole ethos of crypto is up for debate. I'm sure that some people would spin their head saying, "Why are we doing this? This is the opposite of what we want." But the fact of the matter is, the U.S. dollar is still the king. As much as that saddens me to say, everyone uses the U.S. dollar. It's kind of still the global asset of choice for the majority of businesses around the world. So with that being said, what excites me is that the wallet team, Bitcoin.com wallet, is now also supporting USDT in the wallet. That means that the Bitcoin.com wallet now supports 2 stablecoins. So thanks to the recently released feature for asset breakdown, you can now store USDT as well as USDH in your wallet, meaning that you can swap easily in between BTC, BCH, USDT, and USDH. Very exciting times for the Bitcoin.com wallet users, but I think more importantly, seeing Tether trying out Bitcoin Cash and liquidating some of the Tether from BTC over to BCH. that's a sign for me. So yeah, needless to say, I think something for everyone to continue watching, and we will be updating everyone on more news related to Tether on this show. Subscribe, leave a comment, let us know what you think of Tether coming to Bitcoin Cash. Are you excited? Have you bought any? If you haven't, you can do so right now. Open up your Bitcoin.com wallet, go into the swap section, and by the time this video airs, you should be able to go from BTC to USDT or from BCH to USDT. Of course, you can also access Tether over at sideshift.ai, which is our partner which we use for our swapping services. And yeah, go grab some bags. It's fun times, guys. This is the future of crypto. So diversify, try a little bit of everything, see what works best for you, and we'll see you next week. Adios, guys.